What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nick and I talk all about trading and investing, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how the average person, not a millionaire, not a billionaire, how an average person can take a small amount of money in the market and actually realistically convert it into a large amount of money in the market through reasonable and realistic approaches, and I'm going to get into that right now. Stay tuned. Hey guys, like I said, my name is Nick and I talk all about trading and investing here on YouTube. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing so you get more realistic content. There is a lot of hype in this industry, and recently I've been really on a campaign to try and show some of the realistic side of trading in some of my videos. We're currently working on a documentary kind of exposing some of the dark secrets about trading because there is a lot and it's a pretty scary place. And one of those things that is very, very common is the illusion or the false promise of being able to turn small amounts of money into large amounts of money in a very short period of time. And I understand this is debatable for some people. People say you can do it, you can turn small amounts of money, you can scalp it into larger amounts of money. And I'm not going to be the one to say that you simply cannot do that, because it is theoretically possible. The problem lies though that you're going to have to take a lot of risk. There is no such thing in markets as a free lunch for the most part, and if it does exist, it doesn't last for long because usually people figure out about it, right? There's things like arbitrage scenarios or strategies where there used to be ways that you could buy something on one exchange and sell it on another exchange for a small profit. That's what you would consider arbitrage. We can pop up a definition of arbitrage right now so you can see. Basically, the idea though is that for the most part, there are no strategies or approaches in the market that are just surefire, easy ways to make tons of money. Otherwise, everybody would be doing them. And as we know, for the most part, trading is a zero-sum game, meaning if you're making money, someone else is losing money. And if you're losing money, someone else is making money. And you can take that as an evil thing, but it's just the reality of the markets. Is there's winners and there's losers, and it's not just drastically easy to always be a winner. So with that in mind, that's a good mindset to start your trading journey in trying to start the process of actually converting a small amount of money into a large amount of money, because it is in fact possible. But there's a variable that we need to talk about that most people kind of skip over when trying to get involved with trading, which is time. Time is very, very important in trading and investing, and one of the most common phrases or things that people that are investors or successful traders say that they wish they had more of is time, especially older investors, right? They say, man, time is the absolute most powerful variable in any trading or investing strategy. A lot of times there's a common investor strategy where people, or investors phrase where people say it's not about timing the markets, it's time in the markets. Basically emphasizing that rather than trying to get the perfect strategy or trying to be in and out of the market all the time and just making so much money from the entries and exits, focus more on letting your gains compound and grow over the long term rather than the short term. With that said, how do you actually turn a small amount of money into a large amount of money in the markets? Is it actually even possible? And the answer is yes. Like I said, with time. Now, you will need a strategy, you will need an approach, a risk management plan, and good discipline and hard work that goes into those things. But for the most part, if you've been watching my channel, you know that already. I rant about that all the time, and I'm a true believer in not treating this like some sort of short-term money-making scheme, but rather a long-term discipline or skill that can actually help you financially if you do take the time to do the work and become good at trading. Now, good at trading is definitely where the debate comes in, because I've done these sort of videos in the past where I've talked about what's realistic for growing a small account, and when I say something like shooting for 1 to 3 to 4 to 5% per month, it usually kind of like triggers some of the people out there in the comments section, because they say that sounds like, so easy, why don't you just put it in an index fund? It's no point in trying to trade your money if you can only make 5% per month. But 5% per month, when you actually look at some of the calculators online, it is an incredible return on investment over time. But again, so many people are impatient. They want those gains now, that if you say 1 to 5% per month gains, they get irritated and say that's too slow and they want it sooner. But that is probably the biggest reason that so many traders fail, is they want that quick and easy money when it simply does not exist. The reality is that the more money you start with in trading with a good strategy and actual understanding of how to do this, the better off you are, because it takes money to make money in every business, and for Forex, trading stocks, trading crypto, all of these sort of things can be done profitably, but it is like any other business. It takes money to make money, and it takes a lot of hard work. So if you plan on trading Forex, trading stocks, trading crypto, and trying to grow small amounts of money into larger amounts of money, again, first off, know that the more money you do have to start, the better. But if you have a small amount, right, let's say under $1,000, that would be considered, in my opinion, under $1,000, that would be a small account here in America, okay? In other countries might be different, but I can only speak for really where I'm from. Now, if we're talking about, let's say, a $500 or $1,000 account, and you make 1 to 5% per month, and you do that consistently for years and years and years, you will be incredibly shocked by what those returns really would look like. I can't do it all in my head, obviously, but let's say, for example, that we do a $1,000 account, and we compound that at, let's say, 3% per month, and we do that for 10 years, just doing, just not investing any more money, but just taking that initial $1,000. At the end of the 10 years, let's see how much money we would have actually gotten. So you can see it's a pretty impressive return, and that's not with adding any more money. In a realistic situation, which is what we're trying to talk about here in the channel, growing a small account also usually implies depositing income that you can dispose or reinvest into your small trading account, which is, let's say, a very reasonable thing to expect if you have a job or you have other sources of income. Let's say that you do start out in this second scenario with $1,000, and let's say, again, we're going to do that 10-year time span, but this time every month we're going to dedicate just $100 to our trading account. We're kind of using it as like a savings account, right? So assuming we have all the trading knowledge and we have a decent strategy that yields a decent performing account, let's say, again, we're shooting for that 3%. This time, look at the number after 10 years. So we're doing every year or every month, we're making 3%, and we're also investing $100 more into our trading account with every month. You can see now that the figure is much more impressive after 10 years. And this is the power, going back to that initial concept of using that time variable to your advantage, right? Time is the most powerful resource in trading, more so than money, because even starting out with a lot of money, of course, that's a huge helper. But if you don't have a lot of money, but you do have a lot of time, that is still an advantage, especially when you have plenty of time to learn, to improve, and to become the best trader that you possibly can be. So with all of that said, again, I understand that there are going to be people out there who say, going for 3% to 4% or 5% is too conservative. You should be doing more. But I would argue that for me, that's very, very good. In my own case, I am fortunate to have started other businesses and gotten, making money before I even learned about trading. So when I came to the financial world and trying to invest and trade, I already had some funds, which is definitely a very, very, unique situation. Not everybody has that, and I'm definitely fortunate to be in that situation. And so I understand that people get frustrated when I say, shooting for, in my case, maybe 1 to 5% per month on average is good. I'm usually going for, on average, maybe 2 to 3% per month is like a good figure for me, and it definitely beats putting my money in the bank and getting 0% interest, as we are facing right now in the US, right? That's just losing money to inflation. So trading my money and making 3% per month on a larger basis of capital for me is very, very ideal, and something that I'm happy to do for as long as I possibly can, because it beats investing it somewhere else. Again, trading is a form of investing. I've said this on my channel before. It's a form of investing because you're investing your money now with the hopes of it turning into more. Although you're being more active to manage it, it's still a form of investment. So just kind of like how you're investing in real estate, you may need to go fix up the house, or you need to hire brokers to try and sell the house, or whatever, right? That's fairly active as well. Trading is an active form of investing your money into something that over the long term you're looking for it to gain as much as possible. Now, one more thing I want to say about growing a small account is so many people with a small account account, when they get into trading, they've been sold that dream of, oh, you're going to get rich quick. You know, it's a big thing of buy my secret course strategy that's going to make you tons of money, and it's all hype, right? Because what happens is they have this mindset of, okay, I'm going to be able to make that money and then take it and go enjoy my life with it. And the reality is that if you actually really want to grow a small account into a big account, the most powerful thing you can do is take gains that you make, reinvest it into that strategy that's performing well for you, and rinse and repeat, and grow money as, use money as a resource, not use money as a luxury. That to me is bread and butter. The best way to use money is to reinvest it and find ways to use it to get you ahead, right? And that's one thing that I wish more people would consider thinking about is use your money. And this is, again, of course, my opinion. Like, you can do whatever you want with your money, but my opinion is take that money that I make, reinvest it so that I have to do less in the future, right? Because the more money we're working with, going back to 101 at the beginning, the more money you have to trade, if you have a good strategy and a discipline and all that other stuff that we're assuming you have in this video, then growing accounts becomes easier. Making more money becomes easier with more money behind you. So that's all I've got on this lesson, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe if you have not already. Leave this video a like. Hey, and comment if you made it to the end of the video. You guys are awesome when you make it to the end. I love your comments, and I'll try and give it a heart to let you know that you're just awesome. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back next time.